Engineering from VGTI Mumbai. I had been part of some research internship at IIT Roper as well. Then I was part of my uh, VGTI Racing Club, which is a SAE members club, and I have some projects related to vehicles. But my questions are related to, like, since I'm looking for a domain change, like I want to get into robotics, but like my past experiences have been related to like core mechanical background, and like I haven't. So do you like? Is there any background noise to you?
Yeah, there's a lot coming. I think some kids are shouting or something.
Yeah, actually, there are kids outside my home.
Yeah, okay. No, that's fine. Go ahead. Actually, I don't mind. Go ahead. Don't worry. It happens.
Yeah.
I have kids too, so they shout all. That's how kids are, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I was saying that I'm looking for programs in robotics, but the background that I've got is related to core mechanical or related to uh, automobile engineering. So like, how should I draft an application that would support my interest towards robotics and like help me in achieving like getting a good place to study for my masters?
Let me ask you, Harshal, are you finally? You said you're a final year student, right?
Yes.
So, are you planning to give your GRE TOEFL like in November, December, and then apply? Is that the plan?
I'm going for fall 2023, so I'll be giving my GRE like in
Next
the
year.
in the month of maybe April, May,
Next year.
and like apply, yeah, next year.
Okay. So you're going for a job for a year or something? Is that
Like I have a job in hand, but I'm also applying for off-campus opportunities like
okay?
that are related to my domain.
Okay. So I understand. And let me ask you this thing: how important it is for you? So, and you are planning to do come for a master's or a PhD program?
I'm looking for master's program.
Okay. And are you okay having to take a loan and all that? Is that fine with you?
Yeah, I'll be requiring a loan since like my family can support so much amount. Yeah.
Okay. No. The reason I'm telling you is because if you are coming for a master's program, a nine, I would say most likely you have to pay on it from your pocket. Okay.
Yeah.
So as far as you know that, that's good. Okay. And okay. Okay. So I would say, first of all, do you have do you have a restriction of what universities you would like to join, and then only you come to US, or it does not matter to you whether all you care about coming to US in a robotics program, no matter what university it is? I mean, when
Mostly
I
that
say no
I'm
matter what university it is, I meant maybe it's not top 20 or top 30, but top 100.
as long as those universities are among top 50, because there is a scholarship for like, I come from backward classes, as you might have heard in India. There is a caste called VJNT, Mukta Jati Nomadic Tribe. So the government of, I come from Mumbai, Maharashtra. So the
Mhm.
government of Maharashtra supports such kind of students by giving them scholarships. So the main criteria is that your college should lie within the top 100 QS ranking colleges.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm
generally,
saying. There's a difference between top 20 and from 20 to 100.
yeah,
It's
but
okay.
generally the shortlisting goes like to the top 50 colleges.
Okay.
So, like, it would be great if the colleges within the top 50 rank among the QS rank.
So you mean if you do that, then government gives you a scholarship to study abroad? Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, exactly.
Okay. Understand. Okay. So okay. So let's talk about then how to make your chances better. So one thing, Harshal, I would say is depends on this 1 year what you, so if you are very determined that you would like to go to US and study there, I would I would I would I would choose that 1 year, that whatever you are working in is in that particular area. So if I was you, I would not join Infosys, but I would rather go to IIT Bombay and work in a professor who is working in robotics and volunteer. Do you understand my point?
Yeah.
That would make your application very, very strong.
Okay.
So and the reason I'm telling you is because for you, going and joining a job has no meaning anyway.
The my previous plans, like before this idea of having master, like
Mhm.
directly going from my BTech to masters, was I should have some job experience,
Yeah.
so that my chances of getting any internship or co-op in after my first year in US are increased. That's what I thought. But my company is more related to tax consulting and technology consulting
Yeah, but
company.
as I told you, is it helps, but it's not a deal breaker. Your first thing is you want to get admit to a better university.
Yes. Yes.
So how that you have to take care of that part first, right?
Yes.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you is, for you, joining that company which has nothing to do with robotics would not help your application getting admit in a better university. The reason is very simple. When you apply for a university, what are the things that they look for? Recommendations, your any work that you have done in that area, your statement of purpose, right?
Yes.
And you tell me, if you join this job versus you work, let's say at IIT Madras or Bombay or whatever, in a professor who is working in the area of robotics, that's going to make much more difference because you will get better recommendations, right, in that topic. And not only that, when you work with that professor may help you to find a professor who is looking for a student, and who knows, you that might help you to get some more of scholarships rather than taking any loan. I don't know how much scholarships you will get from government, but if let's say they cover 50%, maybe the rest 50% that professor can cover and you're good to go. You don't understand what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So in my opinion, that what you should be doing if you don't have any prior background in these topics.
Like my research internship at IIT Ropers, we are filing a patent which is related to robotics. But I don't think that the patent would be granted within a year. It
That is
might take some time.
that's okay. You can still
And
write patent pending. Doesn't matter.
yeah, and
My
we are
my
publishing a paper on that
Yeah, yeah.
project as well.
Right, right. But what I'm trying to tell you is, if you want to make your application stronger, this is what you need to do.
Okay.
Because, in any way, that job that you're talking about is of no help,
Yeah, exactly.
right? And I can tell you, if your GRE score is fine, and if you're willing to pay from your pocket, not that you're looking for a scholarship from a university, getting an admit for a master's program in top 50 US universities is not a big deal. Top 20 is, but not after that.
Okay.
You understand? There are many
Yeah.
programs that you can look for in universities which are top 50 in robotics, and they hire master student because you are the people who are feeding them money. So getting that is not a big deal. But definitely, I would say, is if your application is not as strong, let's say if you're unable to get a good GRE score, let's say, and
Mhm.
you don't have any good letter of recommendation, you have not done research in those topics, your application is going to go down further. So what I'm trying to tell you is, once you spend this 1 year with a professor doing some research, if something happens, it will pan out. So do that if you that's what you want to do.
So like I have an offer with my IIT professor to like pursue research, but I don't think that IIT Roper is as known as like IIT Bombay or IIT Madras. Like, should
But
I
then
approach new professors or like
yeah, why
how
not?
should I
I
go
mean,
about?
as I said, you would like to go to a place which is best of the best. If you don't think IT Roper is the best, go apply which is the best. But definitely IT Roper will be better than your university, right?
Yes,
So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Go for the best. Go for IC Bangalore. You understand my point?
yes, exactly.
But you need to do that if that's what you want to do. I don't think going for a job and then going for a GRE is going to make your chances any better.
Okay, like what all alternatives that you would suggest? Like instead of working under professor, like taking up projects at a startup or working like part time at a startup, will it help?
I mean if there are companies who are working in the areas of what you are doing, what you want to do. Like for example, if
Uh,
there is a robotic company,
yeah.
right? Or let's say if you are working with TCS, which in a project which it has a component of that. Or if you're like, let's say working for Mahindra and they are trying to implement some robotics in their car, or they are trying to put automation in their assembly line, and you are working
Mm,
there, yeah, of course that will help. But if the work you have right now has nothing to do, far away, then definitely what you want to write in your statement of work.
yeah, exactly.
That's all. That's how it's. So either try to look for in a companies where you can work those topics, because I always believe that if you feel like if you're just going for a master's and not for a PhD, and you want to know a little bit of a research, and you want to go for a master's and look for a job after that, definitely if you work for as I said, Tata Motors in their assembly line, which is automation, and they are trying to automate the whole assembly line, and you are there to work. Definitely, it will help you to not only to get to a master's program, but next day if you're trying to apply to Tesla and they are trying to look for someone is who's trying to put their looking for robotic guy who in their assembly line, you will be the guy. And I see that happening. It happens
Okay.
all the time. Definitely. But if you don't have that, the next best thing is to work with a professor in a project in that area.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, should I keep alternatives for the program that I am going to apply? Like,
That I don't know. I mean, that's your choice. I mean, I can't advise you on that. I mean, I don't think you can change your interest. Your interest is your interest, right? You
yeah,
can't say because this is not working, I'm gonna change my interest. But then that's not your interest. That's just you're doing it because you want to do something.
mm,
Your interest has to be something which you like. I mean, it looks to me as you would want to go in that particular area or topic you are interested in.
no, what I meant was like apply for a mechanical engineering program and select subjects that are related to robotics.
You can always do that,
Okay.
but you have to understand, if you apply in a mechanical engineering program in US, you have to complete core courses. You just can't take only robotic courses. It doesn't work that way.
Mm,
So you have to take courses in solid mechanics, in fluid mechanics, in thermodynamics, everything. And then you have electives. That electives could be robotics.
okay.
Then only you will get the degree.
Okay.
You understand? Just like you see when you go for a BTech program, I'm pretty sure you would have core courses and electives, right? And then,
Yeah, actually.
yeah, so that's the same process. You can't just say, I'm going to just take robotic courses and I'm done. Unless until you're going for a PhD program in robotics, then only you will be spending 100% of your time doing that stuff. For a master's, you have to complete the core courses and then electives.
Okay. I had one more question regarding like people usually tend to like go for directly for a PhD program. Like, what is the percentage that a student gets admit to a PhD program directly after his BTech?
Whenever I think whenever a student say they are admitted to a PhD program, I think there is a wrong notion. Usually what happens, they get admitted to a master's and then they get transitioned to a PhD program.
Okay.
So direct PhD there's no called direct PhD. What happens is during first year, they do their master's courses, they get degree, and then they move to a PhD program immediately because they are admitted, committed for that. But uh, but uh, but if they don't pass the PhD master's course or something happens, they don't move. They just get master's degree and they ask them to move.
Okay.
There is nothing called direct PhD after BTech.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that you can do if you go to a master's program. You can always do that. You go to a master's program and you do good job. Some professors might like you, and maybe you are interested in more in research. You can always get transition.
Like, what else do you think should I like work upon to enhance my profile?
You don't have to enhance anything. All you have to do is make sure you don't screw up your GRE.
Mm.
That's the biggest thing. Like a biggest thing is GRE TOEFL. Don't screw up. If you screw it up, done.
Okay.
Okay.
So like, what should I this course should I aim for? Like
I that I
320,
don't know, but you are trying to target good universities, so do the best.
Okay.
Because I can tell you, if you see, there is not many quantitative uh, thing that a university look for. So if your GRE score is done, I mean, if you go to a university, let's say, I will give you an example. So Carnegie Mellon has a very good robotics program, right? And
Yeah.
you go to their website and they will have a cutoff there. If you don't pass that cutoff, they won't even take your application.
Yeah.
So what's the point? So that's what I'm saying. Rules are, don't screw your GRE TOEFL. Make sure your GPA is good. If your
Mm.
GPA is not good, that is another problem you will face. Third, make sure you have recommendations from your professors, from your school who have taught you courses, not just from IT Roper, taught the courses.
Okay.
That's very important. Okay. They should recommend you, saying that you are best of the best. That's why people who are department rank 1 or 2 from IITs, they just go to MIT. That is the biggest reason.
Mm.
You know
Like,
why they go? Because they are,
another point is,
yeah.
yeah, my GPA is like not that good. It's a decent GPA, but I don't think that it is that good. Like, I have 8.13 out of 10.
I think it's fine. I mean, as I said, when I say not bad, you should not have like failed the courses and this and that. That's what I meant. But as far as you have a decent GPA, I think it is fine. I don't know, but what I'm trying to tell you is, unless and until it's 5 or 4, or you have failed and supply and all that. But as far as you're fine. Make sure you have a good recommendations from your professors that have taught you courses. Remember that. That
Okay.
they have more weightage than the professor from IT Roper.
Okay.
Okay. And then your statement of purpose, whatever research you have done little bit, whatever paper you have published little bit, those count later, because they don't expect from an undergrad to do that sort of a work too much anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Good luck, Harshal. And if you have any questions later on, let me know. And once you stop by or come to US, shoot me an email. Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Sure.
yeah, I think you should be fine. Just remember these few things. Uh, don't screw up your GR in TOEFL. That's like the one thing that you spend more time on that than anything else.
Okay. Sure.
Trust me, if you get good GRE score in TOEFL, you don't need any IIT Roper or anything. You don't need that actually.
Okay.
Okay. So spend more time on that. A lot of students focus on doing some research and all that, and they screw their GRE in TOEFL. They make the biggest mistake, in my opinion. And you are going for a master's program, not for a PhD. Because as far as you are willing to pay from your pocket, your GRE score is good, you can get a good school. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, sure. Have fun.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Sure. Bye.